It's morphin' time! Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome back to another Power Rangers Lightning Collection review. Today we're taking a look at the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 2019 edition for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection line, featuring the Dragon Shield, Mighty Morphin Red Ranger, and the Zeo Gold Ranger. Now, this 2-pack was released exclusively at Hasbro's booth at San Diego Comic-Con 2019, and it was also available at Fan Expo Canada 2019, also at Hasbro's booth. It was also briefly available on the Hasbro Pulse website for, I think, a total of about maybe 40 minutes between 2 days. So this thing was kind of a hot item, which I don't think Hasbro was anticipating. However, because of the character choices here, I have a strange, sneaking suspicion that one or both of these will come out at retail later. There is a habit of Hasbro to release popular characters in box sets first for Comic-Con, give them something special, and then release a more basic version for retail. For example, the Star Wars The Black Series Boba Fett was first released as a Comic-Con exclusive with Han Solo and Carbonite, came to retail just without the Carbonite. And even in Marvel Legends, the recent Thor 5-pack that was released, timed to Thor Ragnarok, had 3 of its 5 figures released at retail, with the other 2 being more obscure and less likely to come out to general public, or most people actually wanting them. So because of the fact that this is the Dragon Shield Mighty Morphin Red and the Zeo Gold, I kind of expect to see them again. Maybe not the armored version of the Red Ranger. This is the one thing I think that'll actually probably stay exclusive, is maybe the armored, and that you just get the regular. But considering Armored Black is coming out at Walgreens, maybe we'll see this too. And Zeo Gold, I totally anticipate coming out again later down the line. It's just a matter of time. So it's kind of like a preview 2-pack in a way, and this is a really cool way to kind of represent the legacy of Jason, as Tommy gets a lot of multi-packs at conventions. This time it's Jason's turn, which is pretty cool. So all that out of the way, let's take a look at these figures. We're gonna look at the box last, just because I think it's a cool box. I want to have like a wider camera angle. But as you can see, it makes a nice display piece. I almost have a full background there, which is pretty neat. So let's take a look at the figures. So what you get inside the box is both figures, plus accessories, hands, and 2 different Jason heads. I have opted to put the smiling head on the Mighty Morphin Red and the neutral head on the Zeo Gold. So that's just the way I did it. I think they did it officially the opposite way or something. I don't really care that much. It's Jason on both. I thought this one fit Mighty Morphin better, because you see, he's got a nice smile on his face. This is after, you know, Tommy lost his Green Ranger powers and he got the Dragon Sword and the Dragon Dagger and the Dragon Shield, so he's feeling pretty great right now. It's an alright likeness. It could be better. I feel like a lot of these heads, at least in this initial, I'm going to move the helmet out of the way because it's going to fall out. A lot of these heads in the initial batches kind of feel like, you know, first new team, first attempts at using the photoreal technology. I gotta say, it looks better in person than it does through my camera. That's all I can really tell you. But he's got a smile on his face, that season 1 haircut, and all that stuff. Let's just pop that out and pop this on. Before we go to that, notice that the collar is missing some white paint. It rubbed off on the helmet. That is one thing I will complain about with this box set. The way that they are packed in the trays meant that there's a lot of body parts that were in weird places, like his torso came out like that, and some other paint rubbing had happened. So keep that in mind. I really do like how now with Wave 2 they're just kind of in stock neutral poses in the boxes, and I kind of hope that stays for the rest of the line, which seems to be the case for the upcoming Psycho Ranger stuff. But stay that way, and even if it's an exclusive set, just standard stock them so that their limbs don't get warped. It's an issue with Marvel Legends all the time, but not an issue with Star Wars because they stock them, they put them in stock poses. So anyways, let's take a look at the helmet. This has been a big point of contention. The thing is, people said, oh, this helmet looks terrible, it looks weird. I think the only real issue is that it's missing that silver stripe around the visor in the front. There's a lot of paint on this set, so I get it, but it is kind of a bummer. I'm gonna have to go in and detail that myself later, because that kind of fixes the issue with the visor, I think. I've seen some people do paint jobs on that. Other than that, really nice. You know, you got the Morpher detail. You can see the Tyrannosaurus. Is it the? Yeah, it's the Tyrannosaurus coin It's supposed to be the Dragon Zord coin. It's kind of hard to tell. I found that the power coins got a little mushy because of the scale. It should be the Dragon Zord coin, but I think it's the Tyrannosaurus. That I don't know. Is it supposed to be the Tyrannosaurus? I can never tell. Regardless of that, we've got holstered weapons. For example, we have the Blade Blaster. This is the only holstered mode Blade Blaster in the line so far. I think this set just had an extra budget. You see it's painted white, which is the correct one. Here's the gun mode that you also get, which also fits in here. I'm going to put it in here for consistency because nobody else has that option. Even Armored Black has a blaster mode, but we'll just stick this in here for now. And then on the other side, we've got the Dragon Dagger holster, which is awesome. Now, my Dragon Dagger came in American show prop accuracy, with it being kind of sort of bent. I might swap this for Fighting Spirit Green, since I kind of use the Sword of Darkness with Fighting Spirit Green. So you got that. But other than that, like I said, mentioning Fighting Spirit Green, this actually shares a lot with that, or Fighting Spirit Green shares a lot with this. This was the first use of the mold. So you've got a lot of the similar mold details. I'm not going to go too deep in this, but I will do an articulation check. So left, right, up, down. Luckily, where the paint rub is, you can't see it. So that's not too bad, including the civilian head. Ab crunch forward, ab crunch back. Torso ball joint, shoulders out, forward, back, 360, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. Looking real nice. Wrist can pivot in and out, rotate. You've also got the hips that move. I still wish these hips moved out farther on this version of the mold. So you got hips, thighs rotate, double joint knee. A little stiff on mine. Not too bad. Boot rotation, forward pivot, backward pivot, side to side pivot, all that great stuff. So he's pretty loaded up in that department. I'm pretty happy overall with the articulation for this line. It does have a step above the Marvel Legends, which is nice, because Marvel Legends can use a little bit of a boost. So continuing to the rest of his accessories, of course he has 2 holding hands. He also comes with 2 fists. Yay. I don't find standard fists to be that interesting. He can hold the Blade Blaster without having a weird squared hand like Kimberly, so that's cool. He actually looks pretty natural holding that, which is pretty nice. And then we got the big accessory for him. He doesn't come with any effects, but in turn he comes with the entire Power Blaster. This was something when they announced it, I thought, okay, cool, that's how they're doing the Power Blaster. It's going to be like one piece, maybe the sword's removable or something. But what actually turned out happening was that you get the sword, which the sword looks very nice if the camera would focus on it. Very nice power coin, fully painted. It's not a soft material. This is hard. I don't know if the retail one will be softer because this is like an exclusive set, but that is definitely a hard sword. The bow comes off. The cannon mode of the power axe actually has a sliding piece to make it into the axe mode. So this is basically the same parts coming with Armored Black. And then all the daggers, the 2 daggers come off, and the 2 lances come off. And here's the bow. And like I commented in my Lightning Pink review, it's the same mold. Now, as you can see, the Lightning Pink one is on the bottom. The paint's a little bit better on that. There's a lot more overspray on the top, but it is the same mold. They both have clips. So I'm guessing this is kind of like an early release Power Blaster, or give you the option of the Power Blaster without taking away the individual weapons. I feel like blue is going to come with these, and then also the combined longer ones. That's just a theory. These seem about the right size for the power daggers, though. I don't think yellow will need to come with 2 sets. So it's not like the Figure Arts where they made a set specifically that combines. This is more like, here's just all the weapons. So if you want the Power Blaster without having to buy all the Mighty Morphin Rangers, here you go. It's an option, aside from this fact being a limited Comic-Con exclusive. But yeah, I really like the way they did this. There's no pegs on the swords. The sword's look isn't disrupted. It just kind of clips into place, which is nice. I wish this held a little bit better. It's a little floppy, but once you get it on, it's not going anywhere. Of course, you can hold it. He does have the hand for it, but I feel like that's just saved for another time. So I'm going to take the sword off this, put it off to the side. Let's go for sword plus dagger to give him that double dual wielding action with his 2 different weapons here. So overall, I really do like the armored red. I think the last Armored Red I got was the SH Figuarts. I didn't buy the Legacy 5.5 inch or the Legacy 6 inch one, just because I didn't need it. But this is a really nice figure. I do really like it. I've come to appreciate the Dragon Shield Red Ranger more because of Battle for the Grid, because I really love that skin and the way they did it on that for the model in game. So there's a lot of that. Jason's probably one of my favorite Rangers to play is in that game, so it's kind of nice. It's kind of like reinforcing stuff. I like the brand synergy where it's like, oh hey, you like that video game where you can play as an armored Red Ranger? Well, guess what? We have a figure of that. So pretty cool. Now for a lot of people, that's going to be kind of like, oh, we've gotten Armored Reds before. It's, you know, it's pretty standard. It's not too exciting. Well, what about the Gold Ranger? We don't have many of these. I don't have the Legacy Gold Ranger, as that was the breaking point for me with Bandai's Legacy line. I think for a lot of others, it was that on top of the fact that the figure only came with one staff, and it's just like, I don't know. It's kind of crazy to think about how, like, you know, that Bandai of America was putting out $20 figures that only had one accessory, and then Hasbro shows up and it's like, oh, you want hands, you want heads, you want all this. So looking at this face, you can see it's a little bit more somber of a Jason. Hair's done a little bit differently. You know, this is obviously after he's, you know, lost leadership to the team to Tommy, and then he's come back and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna be somber now. So let's get that off and get to the Gold Ranger helmet. So Gold Ranger here. One thing I'm just gonna point out, and this is a common trend, because of the way the helmet was done in the show, I wish the gold was a little bit more defined on the helmet. It's very defined on the packaging art, but on the helmet it's kind of light, and it's kind of like that in the show. Like, there's some versions of the helmet where it's very sharp and distinct, and some where it's a lot lighter. So it's technically accurate, but it's something that I probably would have liked done a little bit darker. Other than that, look at this shield. It's not only gold plastic, it is also filled in with some nice paint, just looking really fantastic. Great work on the belts, great on the arm gauntlets, all the details. I have a leg that's a little bit warped out this way. I'm just gonna boil the plastic, mold it back, drop it in some cold water, and be good. Belt's really well done, really cool. The belt was a little stuck, but it does move in case it's off center. It happened on a couple people's I know. But yeah, same articulation as the Red Ranger, with his armor getting out of the way. Pretty nice. I do like the softer overlay armors. I do find it funny though that a lot of the Rangers we're getting right now are like overlay armor Rangers, not just like standard Rangers that don't have to worry about that. This boot rotation, by the way, is just really nice. All that stuff. I love how the ankles are ratcheted. That really helps with stability. Another thing that's been talked about, the shield gets warped from the way he's packed in the packaging. As you can see, it should be like that, but it's like that. And that's like one of those things that happens, and it's because of the way they put it in the package. So it kind of bugs me. That's another thing I'm gonna just, you know, hit that with a heat gun, dunk it in some ice water, see what I can do there. Now there's been a lot of talk about the chest, so we're gonna go in here. The chest actually has the full Zeo detail, as you can see kind of on the shoulder here. It's got the full Zeo chest detail under there from what we know. The shield's not easy to get off, unlike the Dragon Shield. Like, if I tried to pull this off of him, I'm pretty sure it would tear, because it looks like it's molded. It's like I think they attached the arms after they put the shield over, because this is like, this thing is like really good at being stuck on. And even for science, I don't want to go any further. That's a little nuts. But you can kind of see there is that sculpted chest detail. So they already got a Zeo body mold ready. So that makes sense with that. Let's get that back on. So, you know, we'll probably get some more Zeo Rangers here in the near future. Continuing further, let's talk about his accessories. He comes with less than the Track and Shield Red Ranger does, on account of the fact that he doesn't come with an entire power blaster. He's got a lightning effect. It's the same as Zed's. Mine was kind of weirdly put in the package. I don't like it that much for him. He's got two fists. Again, woo. And then he's got two different forms of the gold power staff. And this is something I think that could be improved on the retail version. Specifically, what I want is this positioning with this closed, because it's a lot of this, he opens this for attacks and stuff, but there's a lot of times in the show where it'll be kind of like closed plus slid down. And then the other thing is that, yeah, it is missing the gold paint here, which kind of is a bummer, but considering it has all the rest of the paint, I can understand it. We're not going to really use this one as much because it's kind of the stored version of the staff, but I'll use this one for now. It does have the trigger molded on here, so it does have a specific direction to it, which is pretty nice. But yeah, we can kind of get this, you know, really cool posing. Really nice having this option of, you know, let's get the staff going here with the fully extended dramatic thing. My friend Wheelchair21 said, you know, he wishes there was another way to pivot this so he could kind of do like an outward, like laser bolt firing kind of pose, kind of like that, but it's just not super secure when you try to do it. But overall, you can get a lot of good poses out of them. This one's kind of my favorite. This one will use a fist on because he doesn't have anything to hold. I don't know why he has two holding hands. I guess you could have him hold both staffs at the same time, but my brain and continuity will not let that happen. So yeah, there we go. That's pretty much the two figures. Overall, I gotta say it's an impressive set. There is some stuff to get improved on, I think. I think, you know, packing the figures in a more standard pose would be nice. Hopefully next year's Comic-Con set, assuming there is one, probably will be. You know, next year's Comic-Con set, let's just have them in stock poses. Let's not have them in the fancy, like, let's display it, because it's a Comic-Con set. People don't really need to see them fancy in the... Because you buy it like that. You don't need to buy it with the fancy poses. You put the fancy poses in the display so people know they exist, and that's about it. But other than that, these two figures are fantastic, and I do hope that both of them get released down the line in the retail line, probably without this stuff, maybe with different heads. Maybe the Jason head could be the same. Maybe the Zeo Gold could come with Trey. I don't know. Something like that. So looking at the box itself, it actually is really cool because it has a bottom tray. This bottom tray comes off. There actually was a piece of plastic around the box that I ditched because it really didn't hold up that well, but it was kind of cool. It does say, like, include 2 figures and 7 accessories. This is nice, sturdy cardboard. Like, this is high-quality stuff. I'm really impressed with that. And then speaking of high-quality stuff, you've got the Lightning Collection logo branded there. The artwork, which has a side panel, and a side panel much like the regular retail boxes. And then opening this up, you get the actual box itself. It's a little bit wider than the standard 2-pack box, but it is really nice. It's got that similar artwork style to the regular packs. It is wider because it has the power blaster in the middle. But on the back, we've got both Rangers displayed, and actually bios, which I was kind of surprised for. So Power Ranger Zeo, when Triforia relinquishes his Gold Ranger powers, Jason returns to Angel Grove and joins his old friend Tommy in a new team of Rangers. Wielding the Golden Power Staff, Jason battles the Machine Empire alongside the Zeo Rangers. So Zeo Gold Ranger. And over here, a talented martial artist and loyal friend, Jason accepts the responsibility of leadership when Zordon grants him the powers of the Red Ranger. Jason holds his team together through the toughest challenges that Rita, Repulsa, and Lord Zed throw at them. Mighty Morphin Red. So really nice. It's nice to have bios on it. I still really do like the fact that they don't have bios on the main line. Also, this is, again, really nice, sturdy cardboard. Really well made, nice matte finish. Nice to have that artwork in a full picture kind of frame look. Same with this, inside, outside, nice matte. It's the same on the back as well. It's kind of interesting, this didn't have the artwork of the dragon shield on it, just the Mighty Morphin Red, so I thought that was kind of weird, but overall, pretty nice set. So that does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this review of this highly sought after 2-pack. I wish you the best of luck if you're trying to find one online. Hopefully the scalper prices will come down when more of these hit the market due to the Hasbro Pulse stocking. I wish you the best of luck. Like I said, it was retailed for $50 at the convention. So look at that range or a little higher. Pay the price that feels worth it to you for what you get. I hope I've done everything in detail here. If you have any questions about the set, leave a comment down below. Also in the comments, let's speculate a little. What do you think would be a good 2-pack for next year's Comic-Con? I'm thinking Lights of Orion Galaxy Red with Lightspeed Red, just because that'd be cool to release Lightspeed Red a little early, and you know, that way we could get the Lights of Orion armor for Galaxy Red. I think that'd be pretty neat. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit the like button, hit subscribe to keep up to date with future videos. The next Lightning Collection release will either be Dragon Shield Black Ranger or Psycho Blue. We'll see which one makes it out first. And also stay tuned as I have videos on the Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid tabletop game coming in the very near future. I've got a lot of great ideas for videos, and I want to start pumping those out soon. Because that game is awesome and I love it, and I want to spread awareness and talk about it more because it deserves some love. And also be sure to check out Hero Club at hero-club.com for all of your Power Rangers news and more. Check out Ryan Darklaw643 on Twitter at Darklaw643. He does art commissions and he also produces the thumbnails and the opening animation for this channel, and I really appreciate his work. You also find me on social media at the links provided at the end of the video. Until next time, this is Soundout saying goodbye.